2022 is here. How do you feel about that? I don't know how I feel about that. I'm glad 2021 is done. I don't have much to say really about 2021. So, as you can see, showing off my Christmas decor behind me here, we still haven't taken anything down. We typically don't for a little bit, so we're just going to wait on that. And you might still see Christmas decorations in the background of my video next week. But Packers play tonight. That's why I'm wearing this. And I am making a nacho cheese dip. It's really easy. It comes together super easy, and I actually started it so that I can show you guys what it looks like, and then I'm going to add more to it so that there's more for my husband and I to eat during the Packers game when they, totally kick the Vikings' butt. So, basically use a small crock pot, and I'm just going to, tortilla chips obviously, get myself some tortilla chips here. It like I said, it's so easy. It is Velveeta cheese, a can of Rotel, diced tomatoes with chilies, and beef. And then you can add some additional seasonings if you wanted to. So, it's a cheese dip. Let me get a little bowl. I'm going to scoop some into this bowl so you guys can see and bring it close to the camera so you can see. So, we browned off the ground beef already. We made chili today, so here is what it looks like done. You can see, I'm going to switch the bowl around, that it runs across the bowl, but it's still going to be enough that when I scoop some up on my chip, it's not going to run off the chip. It's staying on my chip here. We are bite-sized chip people in this house. That's so good. Tostitos bite-sized. Sometimes we go with a fancier brand. But those just make it really easy for scooping the right amount and being able to do a one bite. So here's how it's going to come together. Like I said, we already browned off the ground beef, so I have it here in a container. We used a half a pound of ground beef. For this recipe, if you're making it for more than 2 people, you can always use more, or to your flavor and tasting. You could also use a spicier sausage, like a chorizo if you wanted to. And then it is 1 can of the diced tomatoes with chilies. You could go mild, you could go hot. I leave all the juice in there, everything like that. And then the only putsy part of this dip, because you want it to heat up as quickly as possible, is I actually cut my Velveeta. So we used a small chunk of Velveeta, a smaller package that they sell. And I already cut off a decent amount of it before, but I would say you're going to use maybe 3/4 of a package worth. So I am just chopping this up, like I said, into smaller pieces so that it melts easier and you don't end up all of a sudden having this huge lump when you scoop it around. So I'm just, taking about an inch slice off and then cutting them into inch cubes. There's no specific science to this. This isn't baking, this is cooking. So we're going to enjoy this with the game. My only other additions that I brought over is my onion powder, cilantro, because I love it, and cumin. And I know for some people, cilantro tastes like soap to them. So if you're one of those people, don't put the cilantro in, obviously. And it's all to your taste liking. So this is a really easy one. I put my crock pot on high right away to get it, melty around the edges. And then as soon as I realized that it was doing a pretty good job on melting, then I just brought it down to, on this crock pot, I have the options of low or warm. I have yet to tell the difference between low and warm on this crock pot because I feel like they do the exact same thing. So anyone else have that issue with their little mini crock pots or even their large crock pots that all they do is just basically seem to stay on hot? So once this food gets hot, it's really going to cook nice. Rinse my fingers. All right. So everything's chopped up. And then, like I said, I'm just going to come around and I'm just going to stir it together. And maybe I'm going to add a little sprinkle of cumin. You could even add a package of taco seasoning if you wanted to this, because that's got even more things in it. Cilantro to taste. All of my stuff is dried. I don't have anything fresh. And then onion powder. And now I'm going to crank this baby back up to high. Oops, I think I put it on low. There we go, high. Give it a good stir, and this should melt together pretty quickly. So I'm just going to let that go for a little bit. And now I'm going to talk with you guys just slightly. So I don't know if you guys make resolutions or not. It's 100% up to you guys. Obviously, some people say, why make a resolution? You're just going to break it. In my opinion, a new year starting is a new way to like kick off a new experience or kick off and try and, you know, accomplish something for the year. So I really liked my husband's resolution that he came up with, so I'm going to share that with you guys. We tend to go out enough. I would not say like overly amount of going out, but when we do typically go somewhere local. I counted because I take pictures almost everywhere that we go, especially of the food, and I was at least 40 different local establishments last year. So there were some repeats in there, but that's saying that we're going out quite often. You know, maybe not every single week, but we're going out a couple times a month and supporting local when we can. So we get into these rhythms where, you know, if we go to, I'll use Oscar's as an example. I'm going to get their mushroom Swiss burger because it's what I always love. And my husband's either going to get their chicken tenders and mozzarella sticks or maybe one of their burgers. Well, his New Year's resolution is to try different things at new places, stuff he wouldn't have already tried from them. So this morning, we went to the Plaza restaurant. It is on the corner of East and Sunset. Highly, highly recommend. It's our second time there for breakfast. Love it. And I ordered myself an omelet. That also isn't something that I typically do when I go out, but I loved my farmer's skillet so much the last time, I wanted to try it in omelet form this week. Superb. My husband typically almost always goes for an omelet when he goes out. So he tried a skillet. He's, you know, it's got the egg on top and then all of your filling over a bed of hash browns. He thought it was so great. The egg was cooked perfectly for him. I'm not a runny yolk person at all, but when he broke them, I saw that, you know, it's the perfect runniness that you want for over a skillet. And props to the cook there, the chef there, because those pieces, how you evenly chop everything, is so spectacular that I don't feel that I have to do any additional chopping when I'm eating. Sometimes I get a skillet and it's got a huge piece of meat in it or something, and it's an awkward bite to try and do, or I'm sitting there wasting time cutting extra stuff. But your food is excellent. I recommend everybody going there. I tried something new myself there today. I tried the horchata. Oh my gosh, it was heavenly. And the salty omelet paired with the sweet horchata, great combination. They kind of like balanced each other out. I was very full. I was very sugared up when I left there, but I had a very, very happy belly, and that's what it's all about. So highly recommend the Plaza Family Restaurant on Sunset. We're definitely going to go back. I saw they have dollar tacos on Tuesdays, so we're going to have to definitely go back there for a Taco Tuesday. And then, you know, my resolution, I haven't even gotten to that part yet, but one of my resolutions is to cook more. Cook more, try new recipes, do more things that are going to challenge me a little bit. So we're 2 days into the year, and I think I've done a pretty good job of that already. I made ravioli for the first time ever last night. Check back on my Facebook page and you'll see that. It turned out fantastic. A little over salted, and I'm hesitant on finding out if it was my super salty water. You know, I oversalted the water when I boiled things, or did I put too much in the filling? I did not put any salt in the pasta dough itself, but I made the pasta dough from scratch. It was so fun. It really was a challenge. And then I started off my day yesterday by making avocado toast. Not something super hard to do, but it's filling, it's healthy for you, and there's so many different ways that you can do it. So I've got some avocados actually sitting over on my countertop waiting to ripen because they were still pretty unripe, not ready to be, you know, cut into and sliced up and stuff. So also at like grocery stores, they sell mini packets of guacamole, or of avocado. I'm sorry. It looks like guacamole, but it's just pure avocado. So I used that yesterday. Toasted my bread, put it on there, did some tomatoes, some mozzarella cheese, and a little bit of balsamic glaze. Cheated, bought the balsamic glaze from the store. Totally fine, made it easy on myself. But I know this is something that I can easily take to work and make for myself for like a lunch or breakfast, or I can just eat it when I need a healthier snack. So making things from home is definitely one of my my resolutions, as is obviously we still want to go out and support. So my husband and I kind of have our own little New Year's resolution thing where we're going to do more date nights, and we're going to try and, you know, make sure that we're doing date nights more regularly for ourselves. You know, getting a sitter or having the older kids watch Cameron while we're out, just so that we can just talk just the two of us and have a good time out. We're obviously going to go out with the kids and stuff still too, but this is also going to give us a chance. So my husband and I made a bet like we typically do about the snowstorm we got yesterday. Ha ha ha. And he thought, because his app always tells him these ridiculous numbers, that we were going to have over 4 inches of snow. I went easy and I said, it's not even going to be 4 inches. He was looking at one point and seeing it was going to be 8 to 12 inches of snow. I knew that wasn't going to happen. And if it was, fine, I lost. That's spectacular that we got that much snow. We haven't gotten that large of a snowstorm in a long time. But he, so he lost because Waukesha reported in at 3 or 3.4 at the most is what I saw. So he lost, and our bet was who gets to pick date night. So I picked date night, and we'll be doing that later this month, and then I'll tell you guys about it then. So, but my chili dip, like I said, is melting away here. In my little crock pot. If you're making this for a large party, get the big chunk of Velveeta dip, cheese in there, You can still see that there are large chunks of the Velveeta, but they are already melting down because there was already hot dip in here. So I would say, so it's 6 o'clock now, I would say probably if I leave this on high, by 6:30, all of those chunks are going to be melted. One thing to note with a crock pot, you guys probably all know this, make sure you come back and keep stirring it, maybe every 15 minutes or so. Especially these small crock pots, they get super hot around the edges, and then you end up with a whole bunch of melted cheese that's actually burnt to the sides. So they do make liners. I don't know if they make liners for these small ones, but they do make liners for the bigger crock pots that could help with that. But you still just don't want it, overly burnt to the edges. So just come back and stir. But we're going to enjoy this. We're going to cheer on the Packers, and they're going to win tonight. And I plan on bringing you guys plenty more content. Content like this and content from places in Waukesha. So happy 2022. If you want to share your resolutions, if you want to share ideas you guys have for me on, my channel of things that you want to see, places you want to see me go, I'm open to it. So happy 2022, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.